Good evening, folks. We're going to start the Development Review Board meeting for March 9th. First on the agenda is a roll call. All members are present. Number 2, changes to the agenda. I would, after number 7 minutes, just want to put a other business, if everyone's okay with that. Okay. Just a couple housekeeping things. And then number 3, we're going to open a recess public hearing for Richard Taggart Trust, CO, Summit Distributing, LLC. So I know we've got some people here today to speak onto this one, so we're going to, if anyone who wishes to speak to this hearing, who was previously sworn in, is still sworn in, anyone who was not sworn in that wishes to speak to this hearing needs to be sworn in to be part of it. So is there anyone that was not sworn in? Okay. And what's your name, sir? No. Okay, and are you here with the Legion? Okay. So I'll swear you in. Is there anyone else that wishes to be sworn in to? Yes. Okay. And are you with the Legion? Or okay. Do you wish party status? Do you wish party status?
I'm not sure what that means. Just as a...
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Anyone else? Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury? I do. Okay. So we did receive some additional documentation which has been entered into the record and was given to the board. Would you like to provide us an update on your project?
Sure. Tom Perelli, president of Summit Distributing, the applicant, and on the easel we have the revised plan in keeping with the discussion that was had at our last meeting. And with me again this evening is Hussein Sevenchild from GTI, our civil engineer, who will go through those changes with you, and we'd be glad to answer any questions.
Just going to grab the mic. Again, for the record, Hussein Sevinchkid with GPI out of Salem, New Hampshire. Matt, I'm not going to go over the whole proposal again, but basically the revisions that we made, this is just a color rendering. Your set of plans includes a title sheet. We basically added the sign and graphics plan, sheet 6, to your set.
Just to confirm, you said page 6 of 6?
6 of 6, okay. Correct. So that's this sign and graphics plan has a sign location plan up in the upper left corner showing where each sign that we're proposing is on the property. A is an ID sign. On the upper right corner you can see that the existing shell freestanding sign is about 25 feet. I can't even read anymore. 23 feet tall. We would be removing that sign that's 23 feet tall, keeping one of the posts that's on the site side, and making the sign narrower than what's out there currently. So narrower and shorter. So this sign on the right side is what we would be proposing. So there was some discussions last meeting of, signage. We can't add any additional signage to the site. We have to be kind of like for like, right? Whatever we're allowed, we should be proposing what we have. So this sign would be redone. They would take the columns, put a brick face or a stone face on that. Then we would add a smaller sign on the building as shown, right above the entry doors. Those are the main signage as far as advertising signage that would be proposed, and that would be less than what we're allowed by code. On the canopy itself, the proposed canopy facing Main Street, we would add a no trucks, no trailers, no diesel on the canopy column as you're approaching that canopy. And then along this side of the Legion that was brought up at the last meeting, we would propose some no parking signs, 3 in this area right along the Legion. So that's the signage that we would be proposing. In addition to that, on the site plan, I think it was mentioned at the last meeting that you know, there's some sort of fence that would be required along this property line so people don't cross over into the Legion property or vice versa. So we would be proposing a fence that's a post. Yeah, so a post, it's about 45 linear feet and chain fence, basically. There's a detail of what we're proposing on sheet 4. The top center, basically, the post and chain fence. So posts, that would be in a sleeve. They are removable if needed, just to create like a traffic calming there.
So you, just to make sure I'm clear of what you're saying, so you can remove the whole post?
Yes.
Okay. And then it looks like there's one piece of chain strung,
Across.
okay.
Yeah. So those, I believe, are the revisions that we made to the plan from the last meeting. So we can open it up to the board for any questions, comments.
Does the board have any comments, questions?
Has the fire department weighed in on the new fence?
I can't hear you, Julie.
Has the fire department weighed in on the new fence at all?
The fire department has not weighed in on the fence, but they have weighed in on the canopy itself.
I remember that.
Go ahead if you have a question.
Just, we're talking about the fence, so the posts are down in a sleeve in the ground?
Yes.
And they just come right out? Do they freeze in that sleeve?
They're gonna be solid posts. Can I guarantee they're gonna not freeze? You have to sort of tap them to get them out, probably, but
What are the posts made of?
they would be steel.
Steel? Okay.
Kind of like a chain link fence post?
Well, I'm just thinking if they're frozen in, you know, we have water like this Wednesday. It's gonna rain and freeze. If they're frozen in there and there's a fire, how would the fire department get past those posts if they're frozen in there?
The fire department isn't depending on access between properties. You know, their firefighting capabilities wouldn't be hampered at all with that minimal fence from either side.
Would
They
the,
can access the property from the driveway, egress from either side of the building, depending on where the fire is.
can the chain be removed that goes from post to post easily?
Yes.
Okay.
Other questions from the board?
Not about the fence, I was just wondering where you're gonna plow all the snow in the winter.
Well, where we're currently plowing it is off the back parking and off the side of the building, so it's working now. It doesn't change where we'd be putting snow storage.
Thank you.
But in the back, where you're plowing it now, you're gonna have a riparian buffer zone there, so you're gonna have plantings there. Will you still be able to put snow there if there's, when your plantings go in?
Yeah, I think it's low grade, low elevation plantings, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue. I think we're always gonna be dealing with having to replace those because of where they are.
Well, that's a problem. That's, the point of this is to stabilize the bank and to prevent oil and, you know, stuff that is in the parking lot from going in the river. And you're saying that you're gonna have to consistently replace them so they're not doing their job?
No, the reality is that we're gonna get some plant damage, and it's a requirement that we maintain, so that's all I'm saying. All that is planted far back on the bank, so it's not gonna, it shouldn't be impacted.
Okay.
Other questions from the board? Okay. Do you gentlemen from the Legion have comments, questions? Okay, you guys, we'll turn it over to you guys.
Maybe. All right. Good evening, Ned Bone, Commander, American Legion Post 36, Ludlow. Excuse me, at last month's meeting, I had indicated about one of our members suggested we contact our insurance company to review what they would like to do, so forth, so on. I contacted them maybe the Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday following, And bottom line, they're not legal advisors. They are not going to change our policy, our premium, our coverage, nothing, and so forth. And if we want to put our sprinklers outside, what have you, that's our call. So that's kind of a mute kind of thing. Our membership, we did talk about it on the, is that the first? For 1st of March, I guess it was, when we had our meeting this past Sunday. And if the board approves, then we will go from there as far as whether we want to put sprinklers outside or not. There's some that yes and some that no. Excuse me.
You say if the board approves, are you referring to the DRB board?
Yes.
If they
Yes. If this project is approved, then some members think we should have sprinklers and some don't think it's necessary, and we'll just go forward with whatever our membership wants to do. And we're not asking for Summit Solutions to fund any of that, so. One question that rises with the fence, but I think I got the answer just moments ago, with it being able to be removed was because of fire and EMT issues. But that's a question as to why. I could tell you, we don't like having the fence, but we also don't want the parking, or traffic, excuse me, coming through, as we've expressed before. In order to ensure that, obviously a fence has to be done, and we're all understanding. Is it gonna be negative for both sides? Yep, probably. We're gonna have to adjust. We will have to adjust. And not that it really affects the decision, I don't believe, but information's sake, we are getting prices on doing a guardrail type fence along our building because of the parking, just to protect our building. So all it has to do with whether DRB approves the project or vehicles are gonna get parked there in the future. Don't know, but we feel we've been hit in the past, and other than that, that's, I believe, where we're at.
Okay, so is that, we answered your question in regards to the fence, that the posts and
That's for
chain,
emergency vehicles to get through, correct?
Yeah, they need to,
And-
but once again, if you talk to fire and EMS, they have ingress and egress on both sides of the road.
I won't disagree with you, yeah.
so does that answer that question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you
Yes, it
have
did.
any comment in regards to the no parking signs that they've proposed along the building, on their property line?
No, because we're
Okay.
gonna put a guardrail fence up there anyways.
Okay,
And obviously, they aren't gonna, if this board approves the pumping station, people aren't gonna be able to park there, period. Right? And at least the way I look at it, there's not gonna be enough room, period.
I just want to make sure that we've addressed all your
Yeah,
questions
I
and
mean,
concerns.
They can go on part of our fence and just so
Okay.
that people can see it and understand it. And hopefully they do understand it, pay attention.
Okay. Thank you.
That's
Did you
where
have
I'm at.
anything else you want?
I mean, as far as the American Legion goes, I don't think, as a whole, we're not opposed to the gas station doing things, so just as long as it's built to code, NFPA standards, the state and local authorities, it's approved through them. And again, I don't think anybody really truly wants a fence up there. I think it hinders both businesses, but it's your property, you have a right to do it, but, and as far as the signage, yeah, you know, it's a good thing. And the guardrail he's talking about was something we'd actually talked about in the past, so just to keep folks from hitting that side of the building. It has nothing to do with a gas station going in or not, but,
Thank you. So we brought up the guardrail thing last time as well. You guys seemed potentially on board. At least some sort of discussion that you would be okay with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not a parking lot, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you have vehicles, common sense says, there's vehicles pulling in there now to park, and they're not hitting the building every day, so we might wanna wait and see. Because no one's gonna be going into your building that direction anymore. Right.
So,
The other thing on the sprinkler, before you jump on that, talk to the current fire chief about that. Because I don't think that's a prudent, it's not gonna do anything for you. Because you got fire suppression underneath the gasoline canopy, that is gonna put out any fire from a car underneath our canopy.
As I questioned when I talked with fire and safety down in Springfield, I had to find the gentleman's name. But I said, what happens if somebody is filling a 5-gallon gas can and that explodes? Your fire suppression is not gonna put that out instantaneously.
I totally
It
disagree.
is gonna go. It's gonna go. God forbid that would have happened. Don't want to say it, but
I disagree with your assessment. I know dry chemical fire suppression systems very well. I've installed over 600 of them in my career. They work. And in that particular instance, it would absolutely suppress that fire.
Plus, this would be a newer fire suppression system. You might have seen it in an older station, maybe not work. This would be a brand new.
The other thing, the pumps on the gas station on the other side of your building are closer to your building than ours are going to be. And the cars are facing right into your porch, so if you haven't felt the need to put fire or water sprinklers on that side, I wouldn't spend the money to put them on our side.
okay. Okay. So, go ahead, Phil.
So on the fire suppression, that'll put out any fire under the canopy.
Correct.
How about if they're filling gas tanks outside the footprint of the canopy?
Well, they can't reach outside the foot. The hose length doesn't allow them to do that.
Okay.
That's part of NFPA rules.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the, when you look at the concrete in gas stations that are built today, they've got grooves on the edge of the pavement.
Mhm.
That's the farthest the hose can go. It's designed to catch a 5-gallon spill.
Okay, so if somebody pulls in with 4 or 5 cans,
They have to be underneath.
they have to be under the canopy or they can't fill.
Standard of fire suppression.
Thank you.
And just to touch back on the no parking signs based off your depiction, are those permanently mounted to the ground, or are those like a movable? Okay. I'm just trying to, based off what you showed, and kind of get an idea of what, okay. Okay. Okay, so it's not like someone could walk away with it?
Maybe some, but if somebody can pick one up and take it, they can have it.
Okay, go ahead, Phil.
But they are removed, they can be moved by a big, strong, couple strong guys can pick one up.
Or a piece of equipment?
Typically in the 300-400-pound range, so I'm thinking that would be a
Piece of equipment?
I was just thinking, could we do something like that with the fence? That, I'm just thinking if there's an emergency and somebody has to access between the two buildings, and it's winter, again, frozen, could the fence be constructed with something, that type of design that, it's something you can pick the whole thing up and just shove it out of the way, as opposed to, boy, this is frozen in the ground, nobody's gonna get this out for 2 months.
I think we run the risk of having the same problem with like concrete stanchion, fence platforms or something, if the snow gets, we're not gonna remove them every time we're gonna plow. I think they're gonna get encased in the snow and the ice anyway.
Okay.
The sleeve posts, you just tap them and you're gonna break the ice out and be able to pull them out.
Okay.
That's, the theory behind that is that, 12 months a year, we're gonna be able to get those out.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
None for me.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Go ahead, then.
I just wanted to come,
If you just don't mind coming up to the mic.
in regard to the fencing
Yep.
and so forth, our parking is gonna change, and we know that. So depending on how we settle on that whole situation, a rescue vehicle may not be able to come through our property onto Shell property just by removing fences. We really don't know what we're doing, or what we're going to do, I should say. Excuse me, so.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Anything else from the board?
Somebody got Guess not.
There's no one sworn in on Zoom.
Is that a hand up?
No, that's this the mouse.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we close the hearing.
Patty have something?
Sure, we asked her, she said no.
Let's start with the motion. We can,
I'll second the motion.
okay. And that is to close the hearing, correct? Did I hear that correctly? Okay. Any further discussion? Okay. Any hands raised? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.
Good night.
Next on the agenda is open a recess public hearing for Jonathan Dubinsky. Is there anyone who is here to speak to this hearing this evening? Go ahead.
The applicant would like to recess this hearing until May so the railroad company can have ample time to come view the site before proceeding with the next DRB.
I'll make a motion, we recess the hearing till May.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next on the agenda, we're going to open a new public hearing for Toga 5 LLC. Aaron?
All right, this is application number 511-26-CU and 505-26-SITE. The applicant is Toga 5 LLC, represented by Reeves Consulting. The property owner is Toga 5 LLC, and this application is to remove the existing building at 136 Main Street and construct 6 new residential units on the existing foundation. This project is located in the Village Residential Commercial Zoning District. We made a public posting in the town clerk's office, the town hall bulletin board on February 19th, and then the post office and the town website on February 20th. We posted it in the Vermont Journal on February 18th, and we notified the abutting property owners on February 19th. George?
Thank you, Aaron. We did receive a index of documents that was submitted to the board for our review, currently listed as 001 through 035. We have those for review. Does the applicant have an agent or attorney present? Okay. And what's your name, sir? Okay. Is there any other people that wish to participate in this hearing?
George, we have people on,
Del Mastro.
Okay. Okay. We'll get to all the people. Were you raising your hand? Okay. Do you wish party status? Okay. So it was indicated on Zoom that we had someone. Okay. Is that someone you know?
Yes, he's part of Toga 5.
Okay, so he's part of the applicant. Okay. Is there anyone else that wishes? Okay. And what's your name, sir? Okay. And do you wish party status? Oh. Okay. Let's make sure we got all the bases covered. Next, we're going to swear 1, 2, 3, 4 people in. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury? I do. How about you tell us about your project?
Okay, pretty much as Aaron described, the request is to tear down the existing building at 136 Main Street to the foundation, leave the foundation intact, and then build a new building in its place that will have 6 two-bedroom residential units on it, 3 on each floor. And we've included
mics are sort of picking up, but I noticed this one's dead. This one's definitely not, I'm gonna swap that one.
Okay, if you just don't mind, we'll put a quick pause, and then we'll come back.
I'm pretty much done anyway.
Are we back in business?
Yeah, I have to go back there and just turn it on.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
He's getting his stairs in today.
I know what he said.
Okay. The only
Go
other
ahead
thing
and
that I'll...
continue, yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing that I'll add is that we did include floor plans and building elevations that were prepared by the Gassets Group that are renderings of, you know, what the proposed building might look like when it's done, as well as the floor plan layouts.
Do we have any questions from board members?
Did we need a police letter for this?
I can make that a condition of approval.
Can you just say that again, please?
I can make a police letter a condition of approval.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I would appreciate that on behalf of the applicant. Thank you.
Okay, can we just talk about the parking plan again, please?
Yeah, so, it's the colored rendering that shows the parking for the two buildings.
030, I think is the state.
Yeah, it's, I don't know if you can see it at this distance, it's this guy, right? So, what we did with 130 Main Street to address the number of required parking spots for that is we borrowed some parking from the property at 136 Main Street, which is owned by the same group of people. And so they wrote a license which gives permission for the owners at 130 Main Street to use, I think it's six parking lots from 136 Main Street for the business purposes at 130 Main Street. That also then leaves 6 parking spots that we can use at 136 Main Street for the 6 new residential units that are proposed there. The zoning requirements are 1 parking spot per residential unit.
Are those going to be marked?
We can mark them, sure.
Did you have more questions, John?
So currently 130 is listed for sale.
Yes.
Is 136 listed for sale also?
No. Well, not to my knowledge.
So part of the agreement for someone to take over 136 is that essentially half their parking lot is going to be used by 130, is that what I'm hearing you say?
That's correct, yep.
And that's in perpetuity?
Yes.
Other questions from the board members?
Yeah, how tall is your building?
So it'd be 3 floors, and as it's proposed right now, it'd have a flat roof on it, so 30 feet approximately.
How much?
30 feet,
30?
yeah.
And it's gonna sit in the same footprint that the current building
Yeah,
sits in?
yeah, it has to, otherwise we're subject, if we took the existing foundation out, we'd be subject to the setback rules in the town. By leaving the foundation there, it's considered renovation. And that's the same premise that we used on 130 Main Street as well.
And then I'm assuming besides the parking, they also have access to 136 to the parking area through the paved drive from 130, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Is there currently some sort of right-of-way in place?
To my knowledge, there is, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Can we just have you submit that,
Okay,
if you have a
yeah,
copy?
if not, we'll make one.
Because I know in the past, they were both owned by the same individual.
Correct.
And they're now both again owned by the same individual.
Well,
They might-
technically,
or
they're
groups,
two different legal entities, they're two different LLCs, but they are it's the same group of people, just two different LLCs.
My mistake on
Yeah.
language-wise.
No,
But being that one is for sale,
yes,
I think it would only be prudent for all parties to have one of those if one does not exist.
well, it's a good point. I mean, we certainly want to protect the rights of the, people for access to 136 Main Street.
Other questions from the board?
I have a question, Judge.
Go ahead.
On page 19, and I don't know why it's odd to me, but when they talk about the added services to the town, why is it always zero?
Julie, can you speak closer?
Oh, I guess I'm usually so loud.
So is that,
On page 19, I just wondered why it's all zeros when it says added services, when they're clearly used, the police and the fire and medical. Is
right,
that-
but those are paid services that come out of property taxes, so there's no additional funding that's required by the owner of 136 to, continue to fund, or add a cost, or, to the, add an added cost to the town. I guess that's what I'm trying to say in English.
Okay.
And in the same token, there's no added income either.
In ways there is though, right, because you pay the sewer and,
Well, that's true,
And all that.
but that all comes as part of, use fees and property taxes.
thank you.
Do you guys have so currently you have a water and wastewater permit through the village and allocations?
Correct.
Okay, and how is that going to be changed by this?
It shouldn't be, actually, because the water usage should be the same. It should be identical.
So presently, there's commercial space and 2 units, right?
Yeah, so I think the commercial space is actually, has a higher flow on it than what the residential units would have.
Okay.
And since these are 2-bedroom units, they're, sorry, my math is failing me, 240 gallons a day per unit or something. So it's about 1,000 gallons per day for the entire building, 1,200 gallons a day.
Okay. Oh, I just wanted the explanation of how you got to status quo works.
Yep,
Okay. And the same with sewer?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, flow in equals flow out, so.
Okay, I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that trading commercial space for more units canceled out or, okay. Other questions from the board? Okay, we had some other people who were sworn in. I'd like to give them an opportunity to ask some questions. Do you have questions? Okay. Did you have questions? Yeah. Okay, come on up to the podium.
I'm not sure what's better, to leave a building or tear it down and put chain link fence up around it. We know the Potbelly Pub was torn down, I don't know, November, December, whatever it was. It's now, property's for sale. We got a chain link fence around it. I don't think it looks great for the town. I'm a little concerned about what may happen to the 136 property. If it gets torn down and construction doesn't start right away, now we're gonna have another piece of property with chain link fence in the middle of town. Before I arrived here in Ludlow 50 years ago, the Bardwell Hotel burned down, and they spent 50 years before anything happened there. Is it possible the same thing may happen here? And then the other thing that we all know about is what happened up in St. Johnsbury, where they tore down a whole block of area and were in a real hassle about what they were going to do about that. So I'm just concerned about the property not being finished or started.
Thank you for your comments. Any questions from the board members?
No, just that driveway has accessed both of those properties ever since I've been here, and I've been here 80 years.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, Phil.
Just to piggyback on what Doug mentioned, on the pub side, there's gonna be a restaurant, well, it's for sale, so that's all changed now. So the permit right now for the pub building includes a restaurant.
That's correct,
Where would
78
the
seats.
deliveries be made?
I'm sorry?
Deliveries, would they use that driveway? Would they put
Yeah,
it in the
they'd have
back?
to, yeah.
So how, you really think that's gonna work if that's full of cars back there, Ted?
Well, I think,
I mean, you have 10 feet between the center four spaces, four spaces right in the center of everything. You have 10 feet between that and the ones parked along the sideline. How could a truck possibly get around in there?
Most of the deliveries wouldn't be made well.
Well, I'm just concerned that they're gonna park on Main Street. Are there parking spaces in front of these buildings on Main Street?
There's only 2, I think. They took away some of them.
So there could be cars parked there.
right, and so the aisles in between the parking spaces are 22 feet side to side and 24 feet and 28 feet. So that is enough room to pull a fixed rig around through there or a short unit.
Well, your
short tractor
scale's
trailer.
wrong. Is this scale off or something? So I'm looking at the scale on
Oh.
30.
So keep in mind, sorry,
Now help me
when
out.
we draw these plans, we draw them to be on a 24 by 36. So when you shrink them down to 11 by 17 or 8.5 by 11, it throws the scale off. You have to use that graphic.
Oh, so
one.
the scale is off.
Yeah.
I'm looking at numbers that aren't really
Yeah,
reflective here.
so if you go to that colored parking plan, that does show the aisle widths between the parking spaces and the parking space and like the edge of the building and the parking spaces in the back.
Okay, that helps. I was looking at the scale
Yeah,
down in the lower right.
yeah, sorry.
Any other questions from the board?
So just because we're talking about part, so not only will they be driving through the paved road between the two properties, but everybody that drives to 130 will have to access 136's property.
That's correct, and that's part of what that license grants.
Okay.
Other questions from the board?
None from me.
Is there any other comments, questions? Oh, go ahead, Phil.
Ted, again, just on the building, can you just address, if you're aware of any exterior lighting ideas or?
Yeah, at this point, we haven't really gotten into lighting so much, but I think that there would be the typical security lighting, but it would be full cutoff, night sky compliant, so it's not
Dark sky
shining up or anything
initiative.
like that, yeah.
Dark sky,
Yeah,
yeah. And obviously, it wouldn't require any signage.
no, I mean, there may be just a building number or, 136 Main Street and a nice sign, but if there's a sign that would have to come before, an application to Aaron, then we would do that.
What's this thing in front of the doors on the first level? Is that a sign or what is that?
What page you on, Doug?
I'm on page 33.
Yeah, I don't have the same page numbers as you, unfortunately.
So it's 136 Main Street.
See that thing in front of the bottom
Oh,
doors?
I think that's, I think those doors are intended to open, and then that's a rail, if you will, but that would be a full panel so that people can't see into the residence.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. That's just the way it's intended right now, Doug, and, potentially that could change. But if there's a significant change to the plans, then we'd have to come back to you guys for, architectural approval, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I was just curious what it was.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Is there a contingency plan if one building is completed before the other? For example, if 136 is complete, they start 130, that's going to limit access to that back parking area? Is there a contingency plan in case that does come up, or?
Well, they'd have to leave it open, so that traffic can go through there, just for the reasons you describing, John, is, if people are living in 136, they have to have access into their parking spaces to get to their residence.
Any other questions?
Fire department letter, dated February 12th, you're aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Is there, he obviously has some conditions in here. I'm not
No.
gonna read them out, but you're aware of it? Any issues with these conditions?
No objections.
All can be met?
Yes. Also keep in mind that the things that he's listing are primarily out of the life safety code, NFPA 1 and NFPA 101, I think they are. But so if we were to do, or when we do the design for this building, it has to go to the Division of Fire Safety for review. So all of those things would be checked off again. So like the Knox box by the door and all those things, the smoke and CO alarms and all that, they have to be included in the design. And they'd be picked up in that review again as well.
Does anyone have anything else to add?
I'll make a motion, we close the hearing.
I'll second that one, contingency of the police letter.
What was the contingency?
I'm sorry, of the police letter.
Any further discussion? Any hands up? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.
I said you just come right down again.
I thought you were gonna change your shirt for the next one.
For different classes and.
Next on the agenda is the Reserve LLC. Aaron?
All right, this is application number SUB-26-003. The applicant is the Reserve LLC. The property owner is Richard Votto. Property description is the application is to subdivide 2 contiguously owned parcels into a 6-lot subdivision for future single-family residences. This project is in the Mountain Recreation District. We publicly posted in the town clerk's office, the town hall bulletin boards on February 19th. We posted in the post office and the town website on February 20th. We posted in the Vermont Journal on February 18th, and we notified the abutting property owners on February 20th. George?
Thank you, Aaron. We did receive an index of documents currently listed as 001 through 038 that were received by the board for consideration. Does the applicant have an attorney or agent present? Okay, and what is your name, sir?
Ted Reeves.
Have to ask every time.
It's gonna be the punchline, right?
Is there anyone else that wishes to speak to this hearing? Okay, and what's your name, sir? Can you just repeat that one more time? Okay, and do you wish party status? If you're an interested party, means that you have the capacity in the future, if you wanted, if and when a decision would be potentially offered, that you could get it appealed?
Yes.
Okay, and why would you like that status, or what would make you qualify for that?
My property abuts
Okay, so you're an abutting property owner. Okay. Okay, just want to make sure that we have everyone on the record. Anyone else that wishes to speak to this hearing?
Yes, sir. John Finkel?
Okay, John, and do you wish party status?
Yes, please.
Okay, and why would you qualify for party status?
I am also abutting property.
Okay, sounds good. Is there, and I see Mr. Votto's on. Do you wish to speak as well, sir? I'm just trying to only swear in people once. Okay.
We also have Christine Abelson.
Oh, okay, so they're for their, go ahead, Rich.
Good evening. If Ted has a question, I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
But okay, so you wish to be sworn in?
Yes.
Okay. And Christine, you indicated that you're here for this one as well. Do you wish to speak to this hearing?
Possibly, yeah, you might.
Oh, okay, okay. And are you an interested party?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and why would you qualify as an interested party?
I'm adulting property.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Anyone else that wants to potentially speak to this hearing? Okay, we're going to swear everyone in. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give relative to the matter now under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under pains and penalties of perjury? I do.
I do.
Okay, how about you tell us about your project?
Okay, so this is a 12-acre parcel, 11.98 acres, up on West Hill Road, that the owner wants to subdivide into 6 different parcels, and those are listed out on the top of the questionnaire, and unfortunately, I don't know what page number you guys have for that, but it shows the 6 lots. We've gone through and created the subdivision plans, and those are sheets 1 through 4 that show the layout of the 6 lots, the locations of the proposed septic systems, locations of proposed wells, the locations of the well shields for those proposed wells, the roads, the driveways, and proposed house locations. So there's a subdivision plan, and then there's the same plan with topo on it. And then we have a sheet that is the cross-section of the road and driveways, as well as some other details for drainage and the road construction. And then the last is road cross-sections. This, as with 136 Main Street, Aaron and Chief Whalen and I met and discussed this project. We have a cul-de-sac at the top of the hill for a turnaround for emergency vehicles. I think I'll stop there and let you guys ask questions if you have any. Oh, sorry, we did go to the state and get a water wastewater permit for this new configuration of the septic systems and the proposed well locations.
And since we're on that, can you just tell us what those are for the record? I know they're in, we have a copy of those, but how many bedrooms did you put in for your wastewater?
Right, so each house is proposed as a 5-bedroom
Okay.
house.
Thank you.
Yep.
Questions from the board?
Are all the well shields on the property?
All the well shields are contained on the subject property. There's none that overlap onto a neighbor's property.
Other questions from the board?
Do we need a police letter for this one too?
I will make it a condition.
So the other thing is, the access permit is not signed, there's no signature from Ron or
So
questions?
that, I handed that application into Aaron and will, along with the check for that. So where that status is, I don't know at this moment.
What's the status of that?
Ron is not doing access permits until the snow melts, so we can better assess the culverts and access, et cetera.
So I would ask then that that's put as a condition on this as well. Thank you.
Ted, on lot 1, and I don't know if it's a well shield, but it appears to be going across the road and then going into Lee and Pam Samuelson's property?
Yes, and same thing with Hutton, sorry.
Who?
Hutton, the next one to the north from Samuelson.
Yeah, so how can the well shields be contained on the applicant's property if it crosses the road and goes
No,
on those guys'
sorry,
property?
those are well shields on Hutton or Samuelson's property that laps over onto our subject property. So we have to keep the septic systems out of those well shields.
Oh, so those are like Samuelson's well shield that goes onto the project property?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. And there's also one for Collins up on Edelweiss that also overlaps onto the reserve property. And so we had to keep the septic system out of that one as well.
Is that, just for clarification, that's the one that abuts Lot 2, where it's Timothy and Jennifer Collins?
That is correct.
Okay.
Ted, can you talk about where the water is gonna go? There's gonna be a lot of newly created impervious surfaces.
Right.
Water that is currently absorbed on this 12-acre lot won't be, not all of it anyway.
Well, some of it's going to travel down the edge of the road, and then it will cross the road and head down onto Mr. Votto's property, which is on the southeast side of the development.
So it crosses the road onto somebody's property?
Yep. Yeah.
And then what?
Well, then it just drains off into the woods.
Is a storm erosion or a storm, control plan required for something like this?
No, we actually don't have to comply, or I won't say comply. We don't have to apply to the state for a stormwater permit for this because we're under a 1 acre threshold. We didn't create an acre of new impervious surface.
So all of the roads, houses, roofs, potential garages are gonna be less than 1 acre?
Yes.
Is this gonna be gated?
No.
What's the slope? Can you talk about that,
Yeah,
the
so-
slope of the land here?
You're talking about the road slope?
Just
Or a
the
slope?
property in general. I'm very concerned about water, since we flooded the town a couple years ago. All these projects add up cumulatively.
Yeah.
This one on its own, probably fine, but then there's another one, another one, and another one.
Yeah.
And nobody looks at the cumulative effect until it comes rolling down and takes out the Okemo Marketplace.
Right.
So,
So this, all of this area would ultimately flow down into Pond 1 on West Hill, and that it's part of that flood control project. The slope on this property slopes from the northwest down to the southeast generally. There are some sections on this that are steeper than 15%, so we kept development out of those areas. And then the road itself, I think the maximum slope that we have on the road is under 12%. It's under 10%. It's 9 points.
What'd you say, under 10%?
Yeah, it's right at 10%. There's a section right as you come off of West Hill Road that touches 10%, but then it flattens out a little bit. And when you get up to the cul-de-sac, it's actually less than a 2% pitch across the side to side on the cul-de-sac.
Will each of these lots have their own well?
Yes, that's the proposal.
Is that going to interfere with the people on Edelweiss?
It shouldn't.
Aren't they
It does-
downhill?
What's that?
Aren't they downhill?
No, they're uphill.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, it is.
We'll rope you in, sorry. When we get done questioning Ted, we'll bring in the others.
So the fire department had some conditions about the cul-de-sac.
Correct.
Are you aware of those, and
Yes.
you'll meet those?
Yes.
Any bridges?
No bridges.
Okay, you don't have to meet that one then.
No.
Question on building envelopes. So currently you have what is depicted as proposed house locations.
Yep.
Are those the building envelopes that you are proposing?
Well, the building envelopes would be inside the setbacks that are shown on each property.
Oh, so you're saying the entire potential parcel is, other than the setbacks, is part of the,
Well, potentially, yes, but the
Okay.
house locations that we have shown are idealized. We don't want to change those too much, only because, changing the driveways and that sort of thing. So we show the house locations generally where we would like to have them, but, when an owner comes in and buys a property and they want to set a house on it, we don't have ultimate control over that decision.
just making sure that we're all on the same page.
Yeah, so what we have shown for the setbacks would be the potential building envelope.
Okay. And I did see, to kind of tie in with that, that you have a draft of covenants and restrictions,
Correct.
which outlines kind of who's responsible for the road, maintenance, upkeep, access, and all those things are covered in that document.
Yes.
Am I correct with that?
Yep.
Okay. Outlines the type of housings and some other restrictions that would go along with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. One thing I did notice that was in the covenants, which is from my next topic, is landscaping and screening. It was mentioned in there about not cutting trees inside the setbacks.
Correct.
Okay. And I believe you already made the statement that the goal was to keep the development away from the steep terrain.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there, other than the development that you have proposed, is there any other development that you have planned?
No, sir, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Is there, you said there's some slopes of more than 15. Is there anything more of 20 than 25 or greater?
Not that I'm aware of. I think the slopes that we encounter are in the 15 to 20% range.
Is there any farmland?
No. No, there's no prime ag or prime forest soils.
Okay. Does this fall under any wildlife habitat,
No.
scenic features, prominent knolls, ridgelines,
No, sir.
animal carry-through areas?
No, I looked online at the Vermont Natural Resources Atlas for critical habitat, and there's nothing listed there. There's no deer yards or other critical habitat.
So just for clarification, were you saying that all of these lots on the top of this page, and I'm
Yes.
referring to page 36, are higher, I mean, it slopes down toward the Lissabee property?
Generally speaking, the slope of the property goes from the northwest corner to the south and southeast corner. So they're, at best, they're across the contour line. They're not below.
Other questions from board members? We had some other people who wished to be privy to this. We've got one here in the crowd. We're going to start with you. Just want to start with your name, and then you can go ahead.
Sure. My name is Joe Tito. I live at 13 Edelweiss.
Can you speak into the microphone?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Joe Tito. I live at 13 Edelweiss, so right behind the property we're talking about. I've met with most of the owners who are abutters of this, and we went through this last time, and we brought up a series of issues that we're concerned about. I guess I'll just start going through them. The first one is well water production. The abutting properties have had problems with their wells running dry. There was two properties in particular up the road from mine. I forget what their addresses are, who I think like a few times per year have their wells run dry, and those would be downhill from this property. The well you mentioned on the Connolly's property also services 3 homes, so it's particularly important that it does not run dry, since it does service 5, 13, and 21 Edelweiss. And as of last year, I'm a full-time resident there, so any impact to the water is going to impact us like on a daily basis. We're concerned that there's a lot of new septic systems, again, uphill from our property. So we're concerned about the general like safety and cleanliness of those wells as well. Do you guys, should I stop there? I have a bunch. I don't know if you want to ask questions about them individually.
I have a question.
Sure.
So you're saying that this project is uphill from you, but you're saying it's downhill from him?
It's, the general slope of the property goes from northwest to south and southeast. So in the worst case scenario, their properties are following across the same contour line. They're not downhill.
I guess
So they're flat.
Yeah.
So you're saying that basically the higher to lower going in.
Correct.
And these properties here are kind of evened out, kind of flat or not flat, or?
Yeah, in the worst case, they would be cross the contour line. They're not downhill.
And what are you saying?
I would invite you to my backyard to look at your property. It is very much downhill and sloped towards 5, 13, and 21 Edelweiss. There's, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but there's essentially like running water that goes between our properties and the property being developed. Anytime there's snow melt, rain, there's essentially like a river that runs through our backyard, which has caused one of the other issues. Both myself at 13 and the Connollys at 21 have both had our basements flood because of the excess water. So.
Anyone from the board have any more questions? Otherwise, we'll let Mr. Tito continue. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Cool. So I think that covers the flooding. One of the other things that we were concerned about was on the Vermont Agency of Natural Resources and our website, the property is actually 2/3 it's called like the highest priority connectivity blocks. So there is some like wildlife issues reserved for this property. I don't have the screenshot of it. I can get it. I thought the stuff I submitted last time would carry over to this, so I don't have that, but we did do the research, and it did show that there was some like wildlife protection covering like 2/3 of the property being developed. What else is right down? I know last time, because of all the water issues, you guys also proposed, I haven't seen the new plans at all. I would love copies if I could get them. I know last time to deal with some of the water issues that you guys proposed retention ponds. I don't know if that's part of the current plans or not. Again, I haven't seen them, but knowing the slope of the land, you know, that's probably something I would like to see, because, you know, if you were to drop water on their property, it's going to come towards our properties and then West Hill Road. What else? I guess I think you guys covered it. We were also concerned with, I guess now 6 homes being in our backyards, and just, you know, overall privacy concerns, but it sounded like with the plan that there was no plan to cut down trees within the setbacks. So I hope that's true. I guess we also had just general concern with excessive noise and traffic in the area. The owner of the Reserve LLC has built other homes in the area, and it seems like he builds like 1 home per year. So if you equate that to 6 homes, that's like 6 years of construction noise, which was, you know, as somebody who lives there constantly, would be very intrusive to my day. I work from home, so 6 years of noise in the backyard is concerning. I think those were the big ones. Last time we did bring up the well and septic shields crossing over to our property. I haven't seen the plan, so it sounds like that's not true since we weren't notified this time.
From the state?
We didn't receive any sort of notifications this time like we did last time that the shields were crossing onto our property. Yeah, I guess we are still concerned with the proximity to, in particular, the well that services 513 and 21 Edelweiss, just because it services so many homes.
Any other comments?
No, I think that's about it.
Okay. We've got some other people that wish to speak to this. If that's okay, Ted, we'll hear everyone's, if that's okay, and then we'll come back and touch base with you. So, there was Mr. Finkel and Christine, I believe, or any, whoever wants to go next.
Yes, this is John.
Did you have any comments or questions, John?
Concerns. Again, same thing as what Joe said, that I haven't seen any of the new plans, so I haven't reviewed the topography directly that way, so I would be interested in seeing that and confirming the actual topography and the space. Other than that, I think Joe covered the majority of our concerns.
And what was there, I believe it was Christine was also sworn in. Do you have any questions or comments?
No, John, everybody covered everything very well, thank you.
Jared, go ahead. You got our town news. Oh, yeah.
Jared Jowdy in Ludlow Planning and Zoning. I had a concern about Lot 2. There appears to show near the building location a line coming out of the building and into a little small box and then out to the leach field. So I'm wondering if that's the septic tank and if it's located within the neighboring well shield, and if that could pose a problem if something were to fail with the piping or with the septic tank itself. If you'd like, I can also share my screen so that the other folks can see the plans that you're looking at.
Thanks, Jared. Yeah, sure, you can pull them up on the big screen. Okay, back to Ted. So we have some concerns raised by some abutters. Do you have any rebuttal to any of those? Anything that you want to add?
So a couple things. One is that we went through the process with the state for the water wastewater permit. So we, addressed all of the issues with that program. So our wells and or the proposed wells are in locations that should not interfere with the wells of the abutters. Jared, your catch is a good one. We can move that septic tank over to the other side of the house. And then as far as habitat blocks, those are guidance, those are not regulatory. So they show them and there's different colors for them, but they're not something that we can use as a regulatory guideline. And the next thing that I'll say is that we did check for endangered species, critical habitat on the ANR Atlas as well as wetlands, and there weren't any shown in this particular block of property.
Any other questions from the board?
Yeah, have you considered a water retention area for this project to keep water on site during a heavy flow?
You're talking about stormwater? Yeah, no, it's not required.
I know it's not required, but have you considered it?
No.
This piece of land has come up in front of this board before.
Correct.
For subdivision, and it was determined then that one would be required. And again, I'm not arguing about, what's in the state rule books. We were just common sense wise to try to keep water on the property as much as possible. Could that happen?
Did what happen?
Could that happen?
Oh, could that happen? Yeah. Anything's possible.
If I recall, and please, board members, help me here, I believe that the retention pond on the first proposal was up in this corner.
Lot 1. Are you on Lot 1?
Does that sound?
On Lot 1?
Lot 1 over here.
Okay, so it was up in this corner. So that would indicate that's the low area of the land. I mean, you're not gonna have a retention pond if water's going uphill to get to it.
I understand, but our topography shows that if there was gonna be a pond, it would be down in the opposite corner at the bottom of Lot 6.
Down in here?
That's correct.
Can you just point where? Down in there.
Down
Okay.
there, yeah.
Okay.
But I thought the original one was up here.
So did I. I thought it was in Lot 1.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
That
matter.
was then,
Okay.
this is now. Would something prohibit a plan to have something in that area to slow water, catch it a little bit before it crosses West Hill Road and goes somewhere?
Well, I don't know what would prohibit that, Phil. I mean, as I said, it's possible to put something in there, but there's not a requirement that we have to do that from the state's perspective.
I know it's not a requirement, but again, because these projects don't have this requirement for this project or that one, as I said before, you add them all up, and it's a problem. I mean, there's a lot of water coming off the mountain that cumulatively, again, we don't have a handle on. But it exists, it's there, and this is gonna add to it. So I'm just trying to think, could there be a mitigation plan to put something in here to try to slow that down, hold a little bit back, keep some of that water on this property?
We could.
And so I think this pairs up with what you were talking about. So section 4.34, this is an excerpt from, written under memorandum in clarity to Development Review Board's authority to require erosion and stormwater control measures. Excerpt from 434, stormwater management and/or erosion control plan prepared by a registered professional engineer may be required and incorporated as a condition to be approved.
Is that of the town zoning?
Yes.
regulations?
Yep.
Because I'll put it in.
Yep, section 4.34.
Okay.
So do you think that, based off Phil's comments and some concerns of neighbors, is that something that you could potentially,
Yes.
to kind of assuade some concerns that have been raised?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other questions from the board?
Somebody has their hand up.
Oh, I think that's just the pointer.
Oh, it is, Kristen.
I
Oh, I
believe.
thought that was a hand. Okay, sorry, didn't know that.
Jared's messing with you.
Good job, Jared. Oh, no, thank you, I didn't know that.
Other questions from the board members?
I got a question, George.
Sure, go
How
ahead.
do we find out if the property that is in question with concern about the wells, how do we find out if it's downhill? And we have testimony that it's downhill.
Well, our site plan shows the topography on there, so you can follow the topo lines.
And I'm just listening to a homeowner that lives there. I've been on the property, but I don't know his property.
That was the lot when, before they said that was the low point, that's why they wanted to put that water thing there. That
Yeah,
retention.
it was up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, but that's downhill. It's down in the southeast corner, isn't it?
If belief based,
That would be northeast.
Northeast.
Southeast would be the opposite corner at the
Okay, all
bottom
right.
of lot 6.
Sorry.
It's all right.
based off the topo maps,
Yep.
we're talking on the same page here, as depicted as such like this, they're basically all going across the property with it maybe a slight turn to face the road. Is that correct?
Yeah, but generally speaking, it does come more, it does tend to the east, southeast.
And Mr. Tito, if I was correct, you made a comment that you had additional documentation that you had not submitted?
Yeah, I have 2 letters that were written by the residents stating all of these concerns from last go-round.
Okay.
That I could submit. I brought extra copies as well.
Okay. Anything that you wish to have considered as part of the record, please have that submitted to Planning and Zoning Office.
Okay.
Thank you. What's the purview of the board?
Well, if he's gonna submit more evidence, we have to keep this open until that's accepted. We could close the hearing, next Friday or whatever, or go that route. But we wouldn't be taking more testimony on it.
So
Or
the
go next
the
month.
question, so based off your comments and the applicant's agent, that they could propose some sort of stormwater, would you like to have commentary back off whatever they present and the evidence presented by the property owners?
I've worked with Ted for a long time. If he says he's gonna design a good system, I believe he will. I don't have to double check that or anything. But I don't know what this other evidence is.
Okay.
And
So just
would we
be
want-
safe.
Would we want to discuss it or just accept it without discussion? That's the question.
What's everyone else's thoughts?
How long will it take them to submit the information? I'm sorry, how long will it take?
Go ahead.
How long will it take to submit the information from the abutting property owners?
Which piece in particular are you?
All the evidence that you wanted considered, that you said was not submitted?
Oh, okay. I have two of the letters. I don't know if you want to picture my backyard to prove the slope.
Anything that you wish to be considered as part of it, submit it. So if you've got pictures or documentation of anything, letters, those are all good. So a week, 2 weeks?
I think 2 weeks is fair.
So does everyone wish to have additional discussion based off the evidence that they provide?
I might ask the applicants how they feel about this, because otherwise this evidence is gonna come to the board, we can act on it, but they can't.
What's your thoughts, Ted?
Yeah, as much as I hate to continue this hearing, if there's gonna be new evidence coming from the abutters, then we'd at least like a chance to see it and have the ability to comment on it before the hearing is closed.
Okay. So just as a clarification, sounds like I understand the direction we're going. We've outlined that there was one mistake with a septic tank that was caught by Mr. Jowdy, so that can be corrected.
We can change that, yeah.
Okay. You will draft some sort of a stormwater to appease any concerns?
Yep.
And have that depicted on the...
Yeah, we'll put that on the site plan.
Okay. Was there anything else that we had talked about that was of... just a one, as more of a comment that would be good, would be for those building envelopes, if you just want to add a note of what your, the building envelope is that you're considering.
Yep.
So is there anything else that was talked about that we needed more information on?
Police letter, of course,
Police letter, okay.
and the access.
See if
permit
we
for
can get
document.
that. And we will not have any access permits
Till,
if they're,
being held until the snow
until
melts.
this, yeah. And so, any permit, that would be a condition of, okay. I make a motion that we recess this hearing until next month's DRE.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Any further discussion? Any hands? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much, folks. Next on the agenda is minutes.
This is the first time the mill hasn't been on there.
Minutes.
on page 1, does anybody have anything, page 1,
Line 1.
number 3, line 1, just, it should be do instead of DUR.
And then I also see on page 2, line number 2, the third line down, it said, he said, did the flood of 2013 create enough damage? And I believe that was 2023.
Yeah, actually, he said that, he actually did say that,
But it was 2023.
so that's why he did that.
And then number 7, George Tucker said line 10 is the fair market value minus, I think it was line 15.
Which one is it?
Number 7,
Oh, line 15.
yeah.
Yep. Does anyone have anything else before page 6?
Yeah,
Page 4. So page 4, we have a Mark DuPont's name, a couple places spelled differently.
Okay, wait a minute, page 4.
Page 4, number 28. Page 5, number 51.
DuPont.
Yeah, page 5, number 51.
and then on page 4, okay. Page 4, can we go back to page 4 just for a second?
Yeah.
On number 24, Mark DuPont said that he wished he didn't have to build another access road, not that he did. Because remember, Phil mentioned that
He did not have, yeah.
Yes, he said he did
He
not.
wishes that he did not
And-
have to build, yeah, okay.
And the minutes say he did, so that's just a quick one.
That's number 40. They said the draft for the maintenance in the deed. So that, I believe that that would be, because they were gonna have a shared driveway. So we're on page 5, line 46, 47. So there was a question raised by John, because 47 just said, I said yes. And it was referring to line 46, and maybe we just need to put, a right-of-way. The draft of the maintenance right-of-way, or I don't know the exact language of, being that it would be a shared agreement, that we would need a draft of the agreement.
Maybe you could just change it to Mark DuPont asked if they need the draft. And then you said yes.
Yep, okay, there we go.
I have another one on 5.
Asked if instead of said, because he asked and George said yes. And number 43, Phil,
Yeah, number 43 on
yes,
page 5.
you just
I
put a
don't-
go in there.
I don't know what that means.
It should say, ask them to go back through the history of correspondence. I
Fall
don't know.
back, go back?
Go back?
I don't know what, I don't know what
I don't know what you
means.
said either.
Apparently I said it, that makes sense.
It didn't make
Sometimes
sense.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
So I think he had referred to that he had a lot of correspondence saying that he was gonna need a second access point, and that was probably what you were referring to, because he mentioned multiple years worth of correspondence.
So this would be back through the history with Vast?
I believe it
We were
was.
talking about Vast, you know,
Yeah.
at that point in the discussion, about moving the
Yeah,
trail a
so
bit.
on 41, it said that the town would have one less access point off the road. He said, he's referring to where the Vast Trail currently resides, is where he had put the new his driveway, which would then result in no additional access point off the road. It would be all off one access, no access permit required.
Well, he was referring to if there's one driveway, it would be safer because the Vast Trail would not have to cross 2 driveways.
Okay, yep.
So I still don't know what it means when it says Phil Carter asked them to back through the history of correspondence.
I think it was
I'm
because
stuck.
somebody told him he had to do it this way.
Go back through.
You go
Yeah.
back through the correspondence of the people that told him he had to do it a certain way.
I can live with that if that's what it was. I just have no idea.
Anyone else have anything before 6? Okay, so on page 6, number 3, in that kind of block there, it says, he advised that this had been remanded back to the DRB from the Vermont Superior Court. The next sentence is where the change is. He asked if all were interested parties, and they are. So I just think the main thing to clarify here is that the American Legion was the only interested party, the others are the applicant. So if we just a little clarification that the American Legion said yes to being an interested party, the others were all part of the applicant team.
Page 7, number 39. Tom Frawley said the concrete pads will capture the vehicles. What does that mean?
I think that's, the vehicles will be all, they'll be all in.
Contain?
Contained on the
Contain
concrete
of it?
pads.
It's gonna be contained.
Oh, I got, yeah. Car pads will,
I don't know if that's what he said.
Does anyone have anything on, before page 8, number 76?
Yes, I do, on page 8, number 56, just the second line, will disrupt our members, not ELK members.
I'm sorry,
The second,
56, third sentence?
the second line.
Second sentence.
Will disrupt out members, and just should be our members.
I'm sorry, number 56.
56 on the second one, it says, "We will disrupt members." It should be our members.
It's OUT, it should be OUR. It's the second line.
Oh, I thought she said that. Oh. It's gonna.
On number 60, two-thirds of the way down, it says the simple dispenser, that should be single.
Okay.
On number 76, I think the way it's worded, if we change it to, Brian Bouchard said that the Legion's insurance has no direct reflection, and then put a period there, and this is George Tucker Jr. If the insurance said the building is uninsurable because of gas, I want to know the impact. Because the way it's worded, it says, George Tucker Jr. said that Brian Bouchard said, blah. Yeah, just as a.
Double.
So what do you want it to say?
So basically have the sentence start, so eliminate my name, and then said that.
No, you were the one who said that he said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's.
Said that, okay, maybe it's just that the way the language,
And then,
okay.
and then you said, if the insurance, it said, you want to know about that. So I can take out the but.
Okay, maybe,
And make it and.
okay, then maybe that's just the
Okay.
but, that's. Say it 3 times, fast.
Oh my God.
Anyone else?
I'll make a motion, we accept the February 9th as corrected.
I'll second.
Discussion. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, and just a brief other business. Next month, we will have a reorganization meeting. We will have 2 appointments by the select board. Anything else for other business?
So you're up.
Who's the second one? I put my letter in already.
Julie and I are the 2 that are up for reappointment.
We didn't have an update on
I'm also on the select board, yes. Okay, no other business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second the motion.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks. Have a great night.
How are we going?